You know what's funny? We live in an era where there's an app for literally everything. You can track every cent you spend, color code your expenses, set up automated transfers, get push notifications when you're $3 over your coffee budget. There are 47 budgeting apps in the top 200 finance downloads right now, and somehow people are worse with money than ever. That doesn't make sense, unless it does. Here's what nobody in the personal finance industry wants to admit. The problem was never that you didn't have the right tool. The problem is that the tools became the thing. And while you were busy syncing your bank accounts and customizing your spending categories, someone with a notebook and 3 simple rules was quietly building more wealth than you. No notifications, no dashboards, no premium subscription, just minimalism. Applied to money. Picture this. It's a Sunday night. You've just spent 40 minutes setting up a new budgeting app. You've linked your accounts, created 14 categories, set spending limits for each one. You feel incredible, organized, in control, like you just joined a gym on January 1st. Now flash forward 2 months. You haven't opened the app in 3 weeks. There are 67 unread notifications. You overspent in dining out, but underspent in groceries. And the app is telling you you failed, which makes you feel terrible, which makes you want to spend money to feel better. The tool designed to fix your behavior is now making your behavior worse. Sound familiar? You're not alone. A 2023 study from the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who use complex budgeting systems are actually more likely to abandon their financial plans entirely than people who use simple rules of thumb. Not slightly more likely. Significantly more likely. The researchers called it goal system overload. Basically, when you give your brain too many financial rules to follow, it follows none of them. And here's the twist. The people in the study with the best financial outcomes weren't the spreadsheet warriors or the app power users. They were the ones who could describe their entire money system in one sentence. One sentence. I save 20% first, then spend whatever's left. That's it. That's the whole strategy. And it outperformed every color-coded, AI-powered, gamified budgeting platform in the study. Not because it's sophisticated, because it's followable. Let's talk about why minimalist money habits actually work, because the psychology is fascinating. There's a concept in behavioral economics called decision fatigue. Every choice you make throughout the day drains a finite pool of mental energy. What to wear, what to eat, how to respond to that email. By the time you get to financial decisions, you're running on empty. Now think about what a budgeting app asks of you. Categorize this purchase. Was this $47 at Target household or personal care? Did that Uber count as transportation or entertainment because you were going to dinner? Every transaction becomes a micro decision. And every micro decision chips away at the willpower you need to make the big decisions that actually matter. Minimalist money habits eliminate those micro decisions entirely. You don't categorize, you don't track, you automate the important stuff and then you stop thinking about it. It sounds lazy, it's actually strategic. Here's a concept that will change how you think about money management. It's called the 2-account method, and it's almost stupidly simple. You have one account where your paycheck lands. The day it hits, a set amount automatically moves to savings. Whatever stays in checking is yours to spend. On anything. No categories, no guilt, no app telling you that you bought too many lattes. That's it. 2 accounts. 1 automatic transfer. Done. And people who use this system consistently outperform complex budgeters. A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that automation-based savings strategies led to 80% higher long-term savings rates than manual tracking methods. Not because the people were more disciplined, because the system removed discipline from the equation entirely. Think about that. The best financial system isn't the one that requires the most willpower, it's the one that requires the least. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Budgeting apps have a dirty little secret. They make money when you fail. Not directly, obviously, but their business model depends on engagement. They need you to open the app. They need you to interact with notifications. They need you to feel just anxious enough about your spending that you keep coming back to check. A calm, financially secure person who automated everything and stopped thinking about money, that person doesn't generate daily active usage metrics. The entire design philosophy of these apps is built around keeping you financially anxious. The red warning when you overspend, the progress bars that never quite fill up, the push notification at 9 p.m. telling you you're $12 over budget in a category you don't even remember creating. These aren't features, they're engagement hooks dressed up as financial tools. Minimalism doesn't have that problem. A simple system doesn't need your attention. It doesn't need your anxiety. It works in the background while you live your life. And that's the whole point. Let me tell you about the jar method. It's old, it's unsexy, it predates smartphones by about a century. Your grandparents probably used some version of it. You divide your income into a few broad containers: essentials, savings, and spending money. That's it. 3 jars, not 14 categories, not a pie chart with 27 slices, 3 jars. And here's the thing about 3 jars. You can hold that system in your head. You never have to look it up, you never have to log in, you never have to wonder if you set it up right. It lives in your brain, rent-free, working perfectly, forever. The best budgeting system in the world is the one you actually use consistently. And consistency is the direct enemy of complexity. Every feature you add, every category you create, every notification you enable is one more reason to eventually abandon the whole thing and go back to financial chaos. Here's what the minimalist money crowd figured out that the rest of us are still learning. Financial success isn't about optimization, it's about behavior. And behavior thrives on simplicity. You don't need to track every dollar. You need to know where the big chunks go. You don't need 14 spending categories. You need one question. Did I save first? You don't need an app that scores your financial health. You need a system so simple you couldn't abandon it if you tried. The irony is beautiful when you think about it. We're using the most sophisticated financial tools in human history, and we're more stressed about money than any generation before us. Maybe the sophistication is the problem. Maybe the answer isn't a better app. Maybe the answer is no app at all. Your grandparents didn't have push notifications. They had a savings account and a simple rule. And most of them did just fine. If this changed how you think about managing money, drop a comment with the simplest financial habit that's actually worked for you. And if you want more on the psychology behind why we make the money decisions we do, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The best money system isn't the smartest one. It's the one you'll actually stick with.